Welcome to Friday Friends, RI Elder Info's weekly look at the organizations and individuals providing resources for Rhode Island seniors, caregivers, and professionals.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Today is 11/11. It is Veterans Day. And I'm going to tell you the truth here. We are actually pre-recording this so that my guest can attend the multitude of events that are taking place to recognize our veterans today. And as you all know from watching me for the last few years, veterans hold a spot that are near and dear to my heart. So it's a great day to go out and thank the men and women who have served our country and who are continuing to serve. So as you all know, I'm Deb Burton, and this is Friday Friends. And every Friday I come on here to share information and resources that can make a difference in your life or someone you know. So it's really important that you hit the like and the share button to get this information out. We are having a really important conversation with a really important person today on Veterans Day. But as you know, we are a nonprofit, and this would not be possible without the support of our sponsors. So I would like to say a big thank you to Aetna and to Oak Street Health, to United Healthcare, to Tamarisk Assisted Living, to 321 Media, to England Studios. It is through their generous support that we are able to bring our guests on every Friday and get you the information that you need. Today, we're going to be speaking with Director Connell from the Providence VA Medical Center. Welcome, Director Connell.
Having me, and appreciate you doing this for Veterans Day. What we like to say here at the Providence VA is every day is Veterans Day here at the Providence VA Healthcare System. So
Absolutely. Thank you. So, you started this position, I think it was just about 3 years ago, and maybe 2 weeks before our very first Calling All Veterans Day, and you were brave enough to come on our first virtual Calling All Veterans Day. And here it is, you're back for Veterans Day 11/11. Director, please tell everybody, what is your role at the Providence VA Medical Center?
Yeah, so in the VA, they call the I guess the CEOs of all the hospitals the director. So a director of a VA hospital would be equivalent to a CEO of, say, Rhode Island Hospital, for example. My job is to I'm the guy responsible for everything. So I'm I get to go on great shows like yours when things are going well, and I'm on the blame line when things go bad. I guess that's about my role in a nutshell.
Well, the buck stops with you. That's
good. It
sure
does. Yeah.
So Providence VA Medical Center, the last time I was looking at some reviews, it's listed as one of the top VA medical centers in the country. What services does our Providence VA offer that is different than some of the others, or maybe similar, but you guys are just knocking it out of the ballpark?
Yeah, so I don't want to get too complicated on the different levels of VA hospitals, but we're what's considered a level 1C facility. We're not at the top of complexity, but we're not at the bottom. Mm-hmm. We offer all the specialty services any hospital would offer, with the exception of we don't do open heart surgery here, and we don't do brain surgery here, but we do everything else. I mean, that's orthopedics, podiatry, pulmonology, immunization, allergies, neurology, physical therapy. We run the whole host of specialty care here at the Providence VA. And in answer to your first part of your question, that Providence has been one of the better hospitals in the VA system. Prior to my appointment here, I was up in Washington, D.C. as the chief of staff of the entire Veterans Health Administration. So I had all 172 hospitals under my purview as the chief of staff. And I can tell you, Deb, prior to me coming down here, Providence was always one of the shining stars in the system. We've had some hospitals in the system that don't operate as efficiently or as well as Providence does, but Providence has always been one of the better hospitals. So I was really, really lucky when I threw my name in the hat to be the Providence director. As Rhode Island's my home, I want to get back to Rhode Island, that I was selected to take this job here in Providence.
Awesome. And of all the facilities across the country that you could have picked from, you came back home to the Providence VA.
I did. I was actually selected to go to West Palm Beach as well.
We beat out West Palm?
We did beat out West Palm Beach.
Holy cow.
But you forgot to remind me of the taxes in Rhode Island. So maybe.
Well, there's that. But
Yeah,
the governor did just pass some legislation regarding pensions for veterans. So that was a good thing that came through this year.
That was great. That was great for our veterans as well.
And we have beautiful autumn colors. I don't think West Palm has those.
I agree. All they have is palm trees year round.
So at the Providence VA, who is eligible to receive services? Who can come to the medical center and get help?
Yeah, so that's a great question. And I'm glad you asked that, because there's oftentimes a lot of confusion on, am I eligible for care? Or some veterans feel like they shouldn't take up a spot that another veteran might need more. Here's the reality. We need veterans who have served in the military and are interested in getting health care at the Providence VA to come here and let us determine if you're eligible. If you're eligible, we will get you enrolled here. Not everyone is eligible, but a large portion of the people that enroll to the Providence VA are eligible. So right now, Deb, Providence has about 35,000 veterans enrolled to this hospital. Now that's all of Rhode Island we cover, and parts of Southeast Massachusetts. I have a clinic up in Hyannis, Massachusetts, and Cape Cod, as well as one in New Bedford. And we also have a clinic down in Middletown, right outside the naval base. But if you're a veteran, we encourage you to come here. Let my team determine if you're eligible for enrollment. You might be pleasantly surprised. And I can tell you, the quality of care you'll get here is second to none.
That's awesome. And throughout the years, has the eligibility to receive services changed and been updated? For example, some of our Vietnam veterans, when they first came home back in the 60s and 70s, they may have been told that they're not eligible for resources through the Providence, through any of the VA medical centers. Has that kind of changed? Has the government looked at that and reconsidered some things along the way?
Yeah, they sure have. There's been an exponential shift in taking care of our veterans. And look, you and I both know our Vietnam veterans were not treated well when they came back from the war. I was young back then. There wasn't much I could do about it, but nonetheless, it happened. They were treated very unfairly. The VA of the Vietnam era is not the VA of today. And you may have heard back in 2014, the problems the VA had with the Phoenix scandal on access to care. I'm here to tell you that the VA of 2022 is all about taking care of our veterans and getting as many veterans enrolled for care as we possibly can.
That's awesome. So I really encourage anybody watching that if in the past you've had the unfortunate experience of being told you're not eligible, I strongly encourage you to check it out again because things could have changed. Now, Director, does the Providence VA offer services for women veterans too?
We sure do. And I'm glad you asked that. Our female veteran population is the fastest growing population in the VA. And obviously females have a unique set of needs, and we're trying to accommodate all our female veterans. Here in Providence, we have a separate clinic for our female veterans who only want to go to a clinic for female veterans and don't want to have to go share space with male veterans. As an example, we have about 2,600 female veterans enrolled for care here at the Providence VA. They have their own separate clinic in a separate building on campus, and we provide all the host of services for our female veterans.
That's awesome, especially since it's a building unto itself.
It is.
So if the women don't feel comfortable going into the main hospital, I mean, obviously, if they need hospital level of care, that's something different. But
Sure.
you know, for your regular services, and that building is able to provide or coordinate care for all of the different types of care a woman veteran might need. Correct?
100%. Although we don't do things like mammography on campus, we can refer them, and we'll pay for it, for them to get their mammography on the outside. So we'll
awesome.
accommodate that. Yep.
Oh, and you guys will pay for it, even better.
Yeah. How do you beat that, right?
Exactly. So I've seen a lot on the news, and I am also on a lot of listservs, that the VA is nationally focused on preventing suicide among our men and women who have served. One person is too many, period.
Agreed.
Full stop. How does the Providence VA help or provide services for veterans who may be experiencing a mental health or substance use disorder crisis?
Sure. We have a whole host of mental health providers here in Providence. It's a team of social workers, psychologists, psychiatrists, as well as all the nursing that goes along with that. We do our best to reach out to those veterans that are high risk and encourage those veterans, if they are feeling suicidal or if they have suicidal ideations or even just depressed, come see our providers here at the Providence VA, and we will get you the help that you need. No questions asked. Suicide prevention is the VA's #1 priority. We want to reduce veteran suicides, and unfortunately, like you said, one's too many. We lose about, I think the nation's up to about 21 veterans a day commit suicide. We are really doing our level best to try and move that needle down and just hopefully someday get to 0 suicides in the veteran population.
From your mouth to God's ear. If there is someone who's watching who may be experiencing a mental health crisis or substance use disorder crisis, or knows someone who is, what number should they call? Is it the new 988 number, or is there another number?
Yeah, so I'm a big proponent of the 988 number, Deb.
Okay.
We used to have an 800 number, and I mean, the problem with an 800 number is you got to remember the whole number, which I never could. And I thought it was a fantastic idea that the VA came out with the 988. Actually, it's a national suicide prevention number for the whole nation. But what's neat about 988, when a veteran calls 988, if they press 1, it takes them directly to the veteran crisis line to get them the help they need. So a national 988 number is #1. We'll get a veteran to the veteran crisis line. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I can tell you here in Rhode Island, it's actually answered locally. And they have a very fast response. So it's not like you're waiting for the phone, to keep ringing and then press 1 for this and 2 for that and 5 and rub your head and pat your belly. And maybe when you're in crisis, you can reach someone. When you dial 988 here, like, it's fast.
Or even try to remember the old 800 number, which I had to put in my phone because I couldn't remember what it was. But 988, it's a whole lot easier to remember.
Yeah, absolutely. So are individuals able to get, say, mental health counseling right on campus at the Providence VA?
You bet. And at our CBOX as well. So if you live up in Cape Cod, we have mental health providers up at our CBOX are our clinics. So the main campus is here in Providence, but we have a clinic up in, like I said previously, one's up in Cape Cod, a clinic in New Bedford, and a clinic down in Middletown. All those CBOX, our clinics, have mental health services available.
We love the government acronyms. So CBOC, Community-Based Outpatient Clinic.
Outreach clinic. Yeah, that's exactly right. Sure. I don't know why they don't call it clinics, but they don't. Somebody came up with that acronym.
Because it's government, and government has to have acronyms, right?
Right, sure.
And right on campus, did you guys just had a ribbon cutting for a new building over the summer, right?
We sure did. So we just opened up our brand new mental health facility, which gave us some enhanced capability and more space for our providers to see veterans who might need mental health counseling in a more modern facility. Both our providers and the veterans over there just love the new building, and it's a gorgeous facility, and it's very accommodating for our veterans who might need those services.
That's awesome. Now, are there resources available if somebody maybe themselves is not a veteran, but they are caring for veterans? Are there caregiver supports available through the Providence VA Medical Center?
Again, you're right, and that's a national program. And what Caregivers does is a family member who might need to take care of a loved one will get paid to take care of that veteran. Now, who's eligible? It gets a little complicated, but the program exists. And if you're a caregiver for a veteran, you owe it to yourself to check with the VA to see if you're eligible for that program. It will pay you a subsidy to help take care of those veterans in need.
That's awesome. Now, let's see. When you're talking about subsidies and things like that, is there a way for individuals to apply for veteran benefits on site?
There sure is. We have so again, this sounds, it's government bureaucracy at its best, but the VA consists of the Veterans Health Administration, which we're the largest. Then there's the Veterans Benefits Administration, and then there's National Cemeteries. All disability claims go into the VBA. However, VBA has an office in our hospital. They're down there in their basement, and some of the VBA reps are down there to help veterans file a claim. We also have a couple of the veteran service organizations down there, Disabled American Veterans, who will also help veterans file a disability claim with the VBA.
Is that over by the barber shop downstairs in the basement? So you take the elevator to the basement, go down the hall where the barber shop is, and it's down on the left-hand side. Is that it?
You know the hospital well. That's exactly where it's at, Deb.
Oh, sorry, having a little technical difficulties at the moment over here. That's why I'm like, ah. So, when you first came to Rhode Island in 2020, within weeks, you came right on calling all Veterans Day. You were very brave. Now that you've been back for a while, what's your favorite part of being back in Rhode Island?
It's home. Mom's here still. Mom's 85 years old. I got to put a plug in for Mom. Mom was a former Secretary of State of the state of Rhode Island.
Nice.
She was the director of AARP up until about a year and a half ago when she retired. She's 85 years old, still going strong. It's nice to come home to the place you grew up. I love Rhode Island. I love the ocean. I love the beaches. Don't love the taxes so much, but the rest of it's a great place to live.
That's awesome. Does the VA have any programs coming up that you want our viewers to know about, in particular with this being aired on Veterans Day, or in any way could people volunteer to support the VA, anything at all like that?
Well, sure. If you're interested in volunteering to support the Providence VA, Donna Rosillo is my voluntary program manager. Probably the best way for a veteran who's interested would be to call our main campus number and ask for Donna Rosillo. I'm not. If I give you the number, nobody's going to remember it anyway. But maybe a name will ring a bell. Yeah. Donna Rosillo is the chief of voluntary services.
Okay.
While I got you, Deb, I did want to put a plug in for our Veterans Day ceremony on the Friday. John, help me out. The Friday before, right?
So the Friday before, that should be on November 4th?
Yeah. I'm sorry, it's the 10th. I stand corrected. The 10th is our Veterans Day celebration here in Providence. And if it is anything like last year's, which was a huge success, we had some of the old World War II and Vietnam trucks showing up, and the Revolutionary Guard guys there. It was a pretty spectacular event here at Providence. So we're hoping to repeat that, but come by on November 10th and see what we're doing for Veterans Day. It should be a good time.
Absolutely. And what number is what's the phone number there for the VA for someone to reach out to Donna?
412-737-7100.
Okay. And then they can just ask for her.
Donna Rosillo.
Awesome.
Donna Rosillo.
Director, I am so glad to have you on the show. It is amazing that you have had time to be able to pre-record this for Veterans Day. And I am just so grateful for the resources that are available to the Providence VA Medical Center, because we do have so many veterans here in our state that really need the services that you provide.
Deb, thank you. And again, if you're a veteran listening and you're wondering about healthcare here, please come. Let us determine if you're eligible. And if you are, we'll get you in, and it'll be the best care you've ever had.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming on today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Deb. Appreciate it.
Everybody, the Providence VA Medical Center is an amazing resource for our veterans. I really encourage you, if you are a veteran or if you are caring for a veteran, please give them a call at the 401-273-7100. If you find that you have time and you'd like to volunteer, give Donna a call over there because they have some truly amazing programs. Maybe you have a skill set that you'd like to share. Maybe you play harmonica or you can paint. There's classes that you might be able to teach for our veterans. I really encourage you to support the Providence VA Medical Center because they really are providing amazing resources. So I thank you all for coming and joining us here today. I hope that you do get out on this Veterans Day and thank a veteran. And I look forward to seeing you all again next week. In the meantime, be well and be kind.
If you like this video, please follow us on social media and subscribe on YouTube. For more information, visit rielderinfo.com or call 401-585-0509. If you have any questions, email deb@rielderinfo.com.